And you mentioned a short time ago, prior to the interview, you mentioned that a thought in your head
Yes.
could
Simple thought. Yeah. You don't have to study anything. Just a simple thought, and just the fact that you think about that, it comes across. I find it fascinating. I think it's fascinating. When I found this out myself, I was like, hold on, even just thinking about something, or you've thought about it 10 minutes ago, and then you do the shot, but it's there, on the periphery somewhere. But the audience should see it, and as an actor, you'll feel it, and as a director, you'll feel it because you're looking at it. You'll feel it as well in there, and that's when you know you're on a winner.
So you're looking at me now and the camera's on you. Okay, and we're having a conversation. Your car's outside.
Yeah.
It's got a flat tire.
No, it doesn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do if it was?
I'd go and change the tire.
You go change. I was trying to see if I could see if there was, but probably the camera.
Maybe you wanted my head to go.
No. Actually, I didn't. But what I was thinking was that if on camera you'd be able to see maybe that change of thought, even though you're concentrating on me.
You might have seen it. You might have seen it in my eyes there. Yeah, you might have, but I don't know until I look at the screen.
No, absolutely. It'd be interesting to have a look at that.
Yeah. There was probably something. In there, but I knew you were bluffing. So.
Oh, I know. So it wasn't real at that point. But I think I know that when we did another little film called Monty's Quest, which we still have to finish. I wanted the character to show there was fear, and one of the things that's quite interesting was that there was a new person who came into the room filming some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And we ended up having to ask them to leave because because an extra person coming in changed the dynamics of the group.
It can do, yeah.
So I asked them if they wouldn't mind just leaving for the time being, and then I managed to suggest it to the main actor that if he thinks of the worst thing, but not to tell us.
Yeah.
And then he started to think about, and his whole performance changed.
Yeah.
Have you experience of that, or how do you like directors to direct them? Yeah.
Well, you like to be directed. You need to know, as an actor, you want to know everything. Some directors don't give you any information. You get pieces of information based off for some directors, but you need to know everything that the director's thinking in order for you to juggle it all and mould it all together to make it new. What was the question again?
It's actually in the scenario that I discussed there. I had actually introduced an idea into the actor's mind.
Oh yes, we're talking about
to get him to help with the performance. Yeah.
You do. It's that old adage. You think of something. If you have to be sad, you think of something that hurt you in your life, whether it's someone's dying or a breakup or loss of friendship, whatever it may be. You keep all those things inside for years and years and years, and that's what I do. And I take it out whenever it needs to. And you have to be very focused, especially on camera. It's harder on camera, I think, to be emotional than it is on stage, because you're up to a heightened sense of performance on stage. So it's easy to grab something, but on camera where it's cut. No, let's do that again, and you have to get focused again, and then you might have to do it 6 times. Are
there any techniques that you might use to do that focus?
There are techniques. I tend not to use techniques as such. I try to just feel it emotionally and just see where it goes. If you've heard all the different things, people will think of there's little triggers for some actors. Have little triggers that they can. Ladies can do it easily. Cry.
Yes.
That's just so easy for them. Where men are it's a bit more. Men don't want to be seen crying. Whether it's especially on stage. But sometimes I get moved by things. Something that'll happen on stage. Maybe a performance might move me to a point of tears. Or I know lots of times I get a lump in the throat. That nearly happens all the time. But I like to feel everything. Some actors are very mechanical, and it's just mechanical, robotic. I like to just sort of, if you feel it, you're on the right wavelength. Because if you feel it, the audience will feel it. Whether it's camera or theatre, I find.
But you mentioned earlier on that on stage you amplify your performance.
Yes.
But on camera you have to
rein it in. You have to rein it in, because on camera, an eyebrow raise like that, just one eyebrow going up, that on a camera on a big 40-foot screen, that is massive. So it should be now you could on stage you'd have to do that. You'd have to make it as one of them. Where it could just be that on a camera. It's the slightest little because the camera rig, and then you get cameras that are right here. It's better not to do much on camera. The less you do, the better.
You're talking about the camera being right in your face, and it's just suddenly we've gone from standard film, added a little bit of softness to the image.
Yeah.
But we've now gone hyper sharp. How does that cause problems for?
Well, again, because of the HD and the sharpness of everything, it's now even less. Where what you would have done in an old style camera, even if you look at black and white, some of the black and white stuff from the 30s, Charlie Chaplin and the likes, everything's over exaggerated. They're actually like Charlie Chaplin, because he was vaudeville. He was a theatre actor, but he brought exactly what he done in theatre onto camera. Until he learned, his early stuff, you can see that he's really overdoing everything, and then he relaxes into it a couple of years later, and then genius. Again, I'm not putting Charlie Chaplin down, because without Charlie Chaplin there probably wouldn't be movies. But with the new HD thing, again, it makes it even less. You show even less, which I find it's difficult. It's one of those, you could have to do maybe 20 takes of something like that. Like the director might just say, I just want a little twitch. Just a twitch of your cheek, or your eye twitch, or your lip quiver. And they might ask you to do it 50 times because the camera's right there, and if you slightly overdo it, it looks massive on camera. And then if you don't do it enough, the camera doesn't see it. So it's a fine line. It's always juggling.
But does that seem mechanical from an actor's perspective? If
they'd have to do it over and over again?
Yeah.
It is mechanical. But you want to nail it on like 2 takes. From an actor's point of view, you want to do it in 2 takes at the most, maybe 3. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the director will just say, then, you know what, we'll not worry about it now, or let's just go to the next scene, and then they might come back and get you in the right mood or get you in the right mode, and then it works. It's trial and error nearly sometimes. In fact, it is. It is.
We have more on the way, so please subscribe to this channel and check out the link below if you'd consider becoming a patron to help us keep making more content. Thanks for watching.